Well, a lot of us don't have deep pockets. And when we look at beautiful videos of Maldives on the internet, we wonder if it can be done on budget too. Can you travel to Maldives Islands on a budget of just 30,000 to 40,000 rupees? And the answer is yes, it is possible. Let me give you a breakdown of Maldives trip cost from India in this Maldives vlog. Maldives is an expensive travel destination, but that doesn't mean it cannot be done on a tight budget. Though our objective was not to do it on a low budget, but we chose to go to local islands as we wanted to experience the local life too. We decided to explore Hulhumale and Maafushi, and I can tell you that they are both amazing and can be done in under 40k. Without beating around the bush, let's jump right to the expenses. First things first, flight from Bangalore to Maldives. It cost us around 15,000 to 16,000 rupees for to and fro fare from Bangalore. Here is an important tip that can help you save money. Instead of selecting one-way trip, go for a round trip and you can definitely save a good amount of money. I found Air India flights which saved me about 8,000 to 10,000 rupees. Now coming to the hotel transfers. Island transfers are one of the most expensive part of a trip to Maldives, which can easily cost you minimum 10 to 15,000 per person. But when you're traveling to a local island, you can actually use a public ferry and save a good bit of money while also doubling up on the fun. Let's assume that you are going to Maafushi, which is a beautiful island and where I have already been twice and hope to go once again. When you come out of the airport and go towards your left, you can find public ferry ticket counter, and I guess a ferry leaves from there every 15 minutes to Male and costs just $1 or approximately 80 rupees. You can hop on that ferry, reach Male ferry terminal and catch a 3 p.m. public ferry to Maafushi Island. This public ferry ticket costs approximately 400 rupees per person. So for our estimate, let us assume it to be rupees 500. Let's talk about hotel room tariff, the biggest expense. When it comes to hotels, I won't recommend you to look for the cheapest hotels in Maafushi, but rather the best deals. There is a difference. With one, you have already decided that you are going to go with a basic hotel, but with the later, you want the best but at the cheapest possible prices. Isn't that an interesting way to look at it? So we stayed at Kaani Grand Sea View, where a room costs somewhere between 7,000 to 18,000 rupees depending on which season you go there. And there are other hotels adjacent to this in the same price range, Kaani Palm Beach and Arena Beach Hotel. If you are tight on budget, you will obviously like to go for the cheapest room, and for that we can add about 7,500 rupees per night inclusive of dinner and breakfast. Now please note that you may get the rooms at this price only during off season, especially during monsoon. So be ready to shell out a little more if you are going during the peak season, because I know honeymoons and anniversaries can't wait for the off season, can they? So let's say you will be staying in Maafushi for 3 nights. It will cost you approximately 22,500 rupees, which is a really good budget for Maldives hotels. Now, there are other good options which are available at cheaper prices, but I have talked only about 4 and 5 star properties where you are going to get good vibes and won't feel cheap, and also won't be burning money, because remember, this video is about budget travel to Maldives. If you want to cut down the cost further, you could go with some 2-star guest houses which can offer room plus breakfast plus dinner at just 4,000 also. And somewhere in the middle, we have hotels like Kaani Beach Hotel or Treton Beach Hotel, which might cost you between 5,000 to 7,000 rupees with breakfast plus dinner, but again only during off season. And since a sea view room mattered a lot to me, I decided to go with the King Suite during my first trip and Super Deluxe Sea View room during my second trip, which both offered an amazing sea view. If you need further help in deciding the best hotel for your budget in Maafushi, do check out the other video that I have done on Maafushi hotels on Bikini Beach. Link is in the description below. So our total now stands at 15,000 plus 500 plus 22,500 equals to 38,000 rupees. Coming to the most important part, water sports. If you want to try scuba or snorkeling in Maafushi, there are plenty of options. Let's keep a budget of about $75 or rupees 6,000 for a scuba, which many of us want to try when we are surrounded by such blue waters. but don't succumb to the pressure of doing it just for the sake of it, or simply because you have to show others that you went to Maldives and did scuba. Rather, do it only if you feel comfortable and enjoy it. If you are not too comfortable with masks and water and all that stuff, I would recommend you to go for a snorkeling trip rather than a scuba, and I feel like you might enjoy it more and feel more content at the end of it. So this brings our total to 44,000 rupees. And finally, Maafushi to Male return transfer. Aha, time to return home. Now, even though Maldives is so beautiful that you may not want to go back, you still have to. So, here we go. You can take the public ferry for the same price or choose to go with a speedboat if you don't want to travel early in the morning. As I found that public ferry leaves around 7 am, and that could be a bit uncomfortable for many of us. So you can choose to pay $25 or 2000 rupees approximately and take a speedboat at a convenient time close to your flight time. This brings our total to 46,000 rupees without compromising much on the quality or comfort of a Maldives experience. I wouldn't suggest doing it any cheaper. But if you are really tight on budget, you can opt for 2-star guest houses as mentioned earlier, and you may be able to bring it down to even 35,000 rupees. Now, if you are going as a couple, here is what your budget might look like. Flight fare, they get simply multiplied by 2. Hotel transfers multiplied by 2. Room tariff remains the same because I have already taken for 2 people. Scuba diving multiplied by 2. Return transfer to Male multiplied by 2. And this brings our total to 69,500 rupees only. So let's say 70,000 rupees for a couple's Maldives tour. I think this is really good budget for Maldives. That's all on the budget. Besides this, I have made a video wherein I talk about tips that could help you in planning your Maldives trip. Do check out the link in the description below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. This will encourage me to make more such videos.